Hello, good afternoon. Sorry we're a little bit late. Just filming something that dragged on. It is Friday the 7th of March. Everton play Wolves tomorrow. David Moyes has given his pre-match press conference. Injury front, probably what we expect. Although he sort of hinted Chimity was probably further back than what we maybe thought. But is still expected to be in the squad. So don't really understand that little bit. But no amazing news early on. In Jai, who I think we all can't wait to see fit again. Seamus Coleman, it sounds like, is very close to being back in a matchday squad. I'm not sure whether tomorrow will become a little bit too early for him. He did sort of hint, though, in all fairness, that Bryan may well be available for West Ham next week, but I think he was sort of saying on the safe side that definitely for Liverpool he'd expect Bryan, Chimity, Coleman. The ones he was unsure. The one I didn't sort of get was he mentioned Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it didn't look like Dominic Calvert-Lewin was in the UAE. Now, he might well have been.
He wasn't, he when he got married.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
OK, so he said he took everyone, but he didn't. McNeil didn't go and Calvert-Lewin didn't go. And then he did say they're not even on the horizon. So much so that James thought he was doing a double bluff with Illiman and Jai, because he included him in that. Yeah. Well, yeah, you were a bit like... I think you thought in your head tomorrow when the subs came out and Jai was going to be on that bench.
I know, but...
That's how you made it feel.
If he's in the UAE and you've seen photos of him like doing stuff, and then Dwight McNeil and Calvert-Lewin aren't even there, in my head I just think he must be way further ahead than them to go with them and train a little bit. I don't know. I was just convinced.
I think he just said he wasn't running yet, didn't he? But but obviously he was doing bike work, wasn't he? And being around the squad and all of that. But
because with Brozier and stuff, it first came out saying that he was out for the whole season, and same with Calvert-Lewin, and then they came back way earlier. Maybe I'm just being hopeful because I want him to die back, but I just assumed it'd be a bit sooner than what them two were, considering he was there.
I mean, do we find it interesting that Bryan, like you said, it looked like he was done for the season, but then we had a bit of info saying him and Calvert-Lewin were roughly the same, but now Brozier's back in training, and he said he's actually joined back in, but he said Dom isn't even on the horizon. I mean, what have you made of? You not really thought about it, but that's kind of what the info we got early on, wasn't it?
Maybe the injury that Brozier's got requires manipulation and strengthening, and maybe Dom's, because it's a hamstring, you can't really do too much with it. Maybe it's like that. As I said, Brozier might just need strengthening, and Dom might need strengthening. Again, in Jai with his knee, he can get movement, but he can't do running. Something like that. But
do you think with obviously talking about Coleman and Chimity, do you think they'll play in that under-21 game? Do you think there's a chance they'll play in it?
We could. It's only a friendly.
Because Everton don't have games that weekend either.
Could do. I mean, it'd be a good opportunity, wouldn't it? Certainly someone on Seamus.
And even Patterson as well.
Seamus might never play at that stadium. Yeah. So maybe it'd be an opportunity. I mean, because if it's only an under-21s game and it's
only a friendly,
it's only scratch, and so it's they can do what they want essentially. Could be a good opportunity to play some players.
Give them some minutes,
why not?
Wouldn't it?
Why not?
And it'd be good for the 20,000 they were there, wouldn't it, as well? But I think that'd be a good way of getting it. It's as good as a bounce game, isn't it? Essentially, but it's in a ground with 20,000 people. Because someone like Chimity, I mean, Seamus has played in some games this season where Chimity, he hasn't been on the pitch in any Everton game this year, has he? Because he was out, wasn't he? And then he was sub against Forest, then injured again, sub against Brentford. So he hasn't even got on the pitch for us. He's had, 2 under-21 appearances, I think.
Thing about the under-21s, that game is... there's no game. There's a game on the 14th and there's a game on the 7th of April, because it's international, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it might be a case of some of those under-21s might be away on international duty as well. So it might be a mix of under-21s, under-18s, and Everton players who are coming back from fitness. So, and that'd be good. That'd be good if it is. The likes of Seamus and stuff.
Because Brozier will go. I imagine he'll go with Albania, won't he? Because they'll want to look at him, won't they? if he's almost like Moyes sort of kind of said he may well be in the squad next week for West Ham. Outside chance he's available for that. But if a lot of times the international teams still call him, don't they? When it's like that, so they're physical.
Yeah, so they can look at them, see what their fitness is like, of course. But
because it would have been good for him to get some minutes as well, obviously. But yeah, you imagine it'll be a bit of a mixture, but opportunity for Coleman and Schmidt, although Seamus might end up going with Ireland. Might be.
I doubt it. Can't see it.
Sure, it goes no matter what. They call him up when he's injured, though.
I think he's got to start getting his priorities right. So,
although he might turn around and think, I haven't got many caps left because of.
Yeah, but he's not going to play for Ireland, is he?
Shouldn't. You wouldn't have thought so, would you? You wouldn't have thought so. Did anyone else on that? He sort of mentioned. I like what he said about Nathan Patterson.
Yeah. It's interesting.
But he sort of like, it was a bit of a gauntlet as well, wasn't it? It was a bit of a like, you better step up,
He's
mate.
had 3 years now.
Said, he's here 3 years. He needs to step up. And also, he's Scottish and we need him. You know, which is that. And he's another one who's in that. He's in that real key period, isn't he? He's got 2 years left on a just over 2 years left on a contract. What do you do with, how does he get a fair crack, if you like, as in where you can look at him and judge him? Because O'Brien certainly doesn't deserve to be pulled out at the moment, does he? So
no, it's up to him, isn't it? So to improve and be fit. Whatever he's doing or he's not doing. Does he need to do more? Does he need to do less? Does he need to do different kinds of training? Does he need to, I don't know, dedicate his life more to playing football? I don't know. I don't know what he does away from football. Yeah. Can't speculate on that. But what's he doing? What's he doing that other people are maybe? Or is it just luck? Is it just luck of the injuries and stuff? Who knows? But
you should know after 3 years whether the player's actually. You should be able to say one way or the other. Yeah, he's good enough or he isn't good enough, and it's a little bit hit and miss because we've never had the chance because of the injuries, have we? Because if he got fit, he's almost like the perfect profile for a right back.
Yeah.
Because he can attack and full back, good size and everything, isn't he? But if he,
I think it's just a shame of the position that he's playing in right now, purely because you can't really drop Tarkowski or Branthwaite and you can't drop O'Brien and couldn't form. But like everywhere else on the pitch, there probably would have been a better opportunity for him to go in.
I think he's been really terribly managed. I think Sean Dyche managed them atrociously and has damaged them as an asset, really, as he did with a couple of other players. But also, Patterson, like Pez just said, he's got to take ownership of this now and go, I've got to sort myself, I've got to make sure that, because David Moyes, I imagine, will want to give him the best chance. He's just done that little thing again of like, he's Scottish and we need him as a Scot. We need him to do well. He hasn't sort of gone. He could have He could have battered it off quite easy, couldn't he? And just sort of gone, he's got fit again, it's up to him, and just sort of left it at that. But he didn't. He gave him that extra little bit. He gave him a bit of the stick and a bit of the carrot, didn't he? Yeah,
that he cares as like an Everton manager, but also just as a Scottish person.
Yeah. So it's that bit of like, he sort of said he wants me to do well because for Scotland and for Everton. And again, it really thought of really clever management speak, really, sort of throwing it down.
He is the perfect profile, really, isn't he? You think he looked like a Coleman, what he could learn from Coleman, sort of. That was when he signed for what everyone was really happy about, weren't it? And it's not really worked out at all.
No, so it's and a bit of that, some of it is on, like, to Sean Dyche and some of it's on Patterson, and there's a bit in the middle that's luck. He's got injured when he was at good time, so he's got to do his bit now, and it feels like this manager will give him the best opportunity to do it, to him to take it. He can't get in just because just put him in anyway and see. He's got to sort of show the manager in training, being available, like Ped said, being fit. To the manager goes, he's actually worth having a little go here because I've got to look. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's what O'Brien did, didn't he? Jake O'Brien's had to just get his head down and go, let's work hard, do what I can, make sure when they ask me, I'm ready. You know, because he's a lot of players who might have threw the towel in a little bit, but he hasn't. He was ready to come in. Let's be honest, he's been outstanding. O'Brien, hasn't he, really?
Yeah.
So for a centre-back playing right back.
Scoring as well.
And scoring a goal. And we expect more of that, really, because he come with a decent record last year, didn't he? He got 7, did he, in all competitions last year? So
he was like the second or third highest goal scorer.
Top scorer, yeah. Interesting. It is interesting. Are you talking about Tarkowski as well? He made a really good point about him. Like 103 consecutive games since he signed.
Yeah, no, that's unbelievable. That's why we signed him, isn't it? We signed him because of his injury record, and that's why we were prepared to pay the money we were prepared to pay for him as a 29-year-old. And I know there was a lot of people at the time sort of talking about the wages we were giving him, but that's what we were paying for. We were paying for that ability to play in nearly every single game. I think he's only missed a couple of minutes through concussion criteria, not actually having concussion, but the concussion criteria, and that's what we've paid the money for. And he's pretty much a 6.5, 7 every single week, pretty much. And that's what that's good due diligence. That from when we brought him in, that's actually sticking your neck out and saying, we're prepared to offer this person these wages because the length of the contract, we believe he will play X amount of games, and I think he's been well worth what we've paid for him, because he just simply doesn't miss games of football. No. And that ability to create a partnership, obviously, seeing now with Jared Branthwaite in the last couple of years, has been so important, obviously, to us. So, I mean, you just don't get that kind of thing anymore, because footballers just seem to pick up injuries, mostly like soft muscle injuries, so easily now. Maybe the fact that he's not particularly fast helps him, and maybe that's helped to his longevity, because we've seen with like the Tottenham centre-back, is like he's so incredibly fast, yet he's always injured. So maybe there's something in that, I don't know. Maybe there's something in that of like just being a steady-paced guy who understands how to play. Of course you want better, but sometimes with better comes...
What the problem?
Not having the reliability, not having the durability.
But don't you think we've sort of got the, you'd say, more talented centre-back in Branthwaite alongside him, and you have got the fella you can really depend on alongside them, and then they complement each other. We've had this in the past, haven't we? And I always remember Dave Watson coming towards the end of his career, still never really getting legged anywhere, because he just knew where to be. Yeah. And it is when his legs had gone a little bit. And I always remember it with like Michael Owen playing against him a lot, because Owen destroyed a lot of centre-backs because he was lightning. And he never really had a good game against Dave Watson, because Dave Watson almost just defended the penalty area. He didn't give him any room to run in behind. And Owen really, I think he only scored 1 or 2 goals against Everton. One was a penalty.
I think in many ways, Tarkowski has benefited from playing under Sean Dyche and being sitting deeper, and obviously it'll test him more playing a little bit higher up the pitch as he gets older. But then having someone like Branthwaite next year gives you that ability to, if a ball goes over the top, to cope with that pace a little bit more. And again, that's where having like quick fullbacks is always beneficial. But no, he's so steady. So steady.
Where do you stand on, would you do this or wouldn't you do this? Is there any possibility if Everton grab another couple of wins soon, so you know for a fact it's I mean, we are safe, let's be honest, but you know, Everton got those wins, say the next 2, they got 4 points, say for argument's sake, out the next 2 games, that's 36 points, that you're safe on that. Is there a world for you where you may try O'Brien next to Branthwaite and just give Tark? So what I'm thinking of is giving Patterson maybe a couple of run-outs and having O'Brien alongside Branthwaite to see how he does in his proper position, or do you think that's just moving too many things to accomplish?
No, I personally wouldn't do that, because I just think professionally...
What about Patterson for O'Brien then, maybe towards the end, just saying, just give him a break?
The problem is that I think you look at that scenario when you think of like Tarkowski's professionalism and think, well, what's he give to Everton? It has to be sort of reciprocated back to him. And this is a lad who probably has like little goals, and one of them will probably be like, you know, playing every single game in a season and things like that. Yeah. And I think he's the kind of player who'll run through brick walls for this football club. Yeah. And I think that has to be like given back to him. Like if If he wants to play, he should play.
I'm not trying to force him out to
No,
see.
no,
I think he's been a great
I just is he going to be at Everton next season and playing centre back? Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it?
What's the point?
So what's the point?
Yeah. All right. Well, let me rephrase it then. Is that would you have a look at Patterson before the end of the season at right back then, just to see?
No, not unless he earns
No.
it. No, I just think that there's too much money on the line, and there's too much. I don't know if at stake, but just you want to finish the season in the most positive way you can. I think the placings, the financial aspect of where you finish, the feel good factor of where you finish, just getting as many points on the board. That's what Moyes is going to want to finish the season. I think every point is like power for Moyes as well. It's like it's another mark for him to say we're doing it the right way. And if you start tinkering it, you know, you can find yourself. If you finish the season almost like I heard you talking before. I was outside and I heard you talking about when, like, your second season when we lost the last 5 games, and I remember that how much of a bad taste that left in people's mouths. Of like, we were well cleared, but the last 5 games we totally took the foot off the pedal, and we had injuries and stuff and different things. But I remember like the bad taste that left in people's mouths during the summer of like, you looked at the league, you looked at the last 5 games where you want to finish on a higher,
and you finish 4th the next season.
And I think also though with Goodison, the Goodison factor as well.
Yeah.
You want to finish as strong as you can and go out. And there'll be a lot of eyes on Everton in the last few weeks of the season. Even more so because the title will be wrapped up, and the probably the relegation places will be wrapped up, and then it starts getting into the little things of the league, like the Champions League places, and people will be looking at Everton and the last games of Goodison and stuff, and Everton want to make it as much of a big deal of that as they can, and build on that, and like that because that won't just be in this country, and we saw it off the back of the derby as well, of like all eyes on Everton. I mean, I said at the time that was like, for everyone else, that was everyone else's goodbye to Goodison, the Merseyside derby. With ours are obviously, it's going to be Southampton and obviously the last 5 games. I think you've got to make that as important as possible. Yeah. I just don't think in football you have time now to take your foot off, and like going to away was like an opportunity to take a step back and have a look at players and give them a little bit of downtime, and those other players who maybe haven't had a break, like Dwight McNeil or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, through other reasons, can get on with what they're doing. And it's up to people to fight their way. No one should be given a free pass to get into the team.
I'm just thinking of him ahead of the planning for next season, so have a little look. Can you get enough information?
My worry would be if you start saying things like that, then what are you seeding into players' minds? Are you seeding to people that Brantwaite's not going to be in Everton playing next season? Are you seeding that Jake O'Brien isn't going to be playing right back next season? Jake O'Brien looks a natural fit at right back. He's a centre back, but he looks a natural fit. He looks a lot more of a natural fit than when we put like a Mason Holgate there or a Ben Godfrey there. He's got the intelligence to play that position. So if Patterson wants to be in the team, he's got a job on his hands, and it's up to him to take that on board. And if he doesn't, we sell him.
Yeah, fair play. The door on a super chat. Thank you very much. Just Baz always has a really good insight. Well, thank you very much for that. But so thankful for Toffee TV. But then goes a little bit rogue with this one. Any thoughts on getting Damari Gray back? Now, at times in the first half season, I missed Damari Gray playing for Everton because I missed the winger who was quite quick, who would run with the ball. I didn't miss him giving the ball away the way he did, or sometimes not really putting it in. But he did come up with a few crackers in his time. But given he's about 29 now, 28, no, I don't think. I think we need to move on. But he was, I still maintain, and I know he split opinion, Damari Gray, but he was a good signing for Everton for $1.5 million, wasn't he? I mean, what did we get? Something like 10, 12 for him. And he scored a few important goals, so he was a good signing at the time. But no, I think Everton, I think that ship's well sailed, hasn't it, for Damari Gray. But we should be looking for wide players who have some of the attributes that he had. That sort of pacing, can travel with the ball, because we definitely do miss that. And Jai does it in a very different way. But we definitely should be looking for a winger who can take us up the pitch and has got the ability to knock one in. What did you think about, just on wingers, David Moyes did? It was a really good question by Julia, to be fair. asked him about Jack Harrison and Jesper Lindstrom and their output, and he was like, yeah, you better start scoring an assistant because you'll quickly be you'll be gone. Because I need them to score, and it's great going. They've worked hard and they've played well. But I think we done on the preview, didn't we? They've got the highest XG from 2 players who haven't scored a goal this season in the Premier League. So I mean that is gauntlet down, isn't it, from the manager, and questioning them, saying you need to start scoring goals and creating goals.
What the atmosphere David Moyes is creating is that we're moving this club on. We're moving this club on to a club that's going to challenge for the European places. We're not sitting around. He said it in many press conferences about what our ambitions are as a football club. He's basically said in most press conferences that Everton as a football club are a top 6 side. That's what he's basically said. And he doesn't expect his Everton, to be where they are past this season. And he's saying to players, he's challenging players. And this is what I really like. This is what I've always really liked about David Moyes as he comes across, is that that's challenging players, where I think a lot of the time Everton fans get this worry about players leaving us and saying, oh, we've got to do this for them, or when players stand up and say, I have loftier ambitions, and people start getting really worried when people go, I want to play Champions League. Well, why can't he play Champions League with us? I said this last season about Onana, and I've said it previously about other players. I find sometimes our fans get very, very comfortable with players who've got no ambition past Everton Football Club. And that, to me, is just the wrong way of looking at things. And I understand it's a natural thing. It's a natural thing to be happy with players who can't see past, not Everton, but where Everton could be. And I think what Moyes has done there is spun that on its head and just said to players, if you want to play for this team, you better do a lot better than you're doing now, because you're not staying. Again, are you hearing it with people going, Simon Garner? Why? He's done nothing as an Everton player. Garner's come back into the side and has been better than him. But there's this thing of we should sign him. Why? Lindstrom, we should sign him. Why? Why should we sign him? He's done nothing. He's done nothing. Jack Harrison's done nothing in 2 years to really go, we should sign him. We should put an outlay of over 10 million quid for him. And what the manager's saying is, if you want to play for this club, if you want to be part of the journey that I'm helping create, if you want to play at that lovely stadium, you need to up your game. Because I ain't paying. The Decore one's the perfect thing. I'm not signing Decore for £130,000 a week. If he wants to stay here, he can stay here, but it'll be on the wages we tell him he's going to be on.
Yeah.
And that's it, isn't it? And that's where football fans can obviously get really worried and caught up in it all. I look at the Branthwaite situation and go, where's Branthwaite going to go? Yeah. Other than if he goes to Real Madrid, good luck to him, right? But why would you go to Manchester United?
No.
And then who else is there? So why not commit yourself to saying maybe another year at Everton, playing at that stadium, and see where Everton can take you? And then make your decision. Now, don't get me wrong, 12 months ago, when Onana starting to come out and things were starting to be said, you could fully understand that, because you've got a guy here who doesn't have those lofty ambitions, can't see where Everton can go. David Moyes is laying all that groundwork going. The sky's the limit if we get this right. New stadium, new owners, new outlook. I've got a vision, and I'm going to say I know where we want to be. And that's what I want the players to go. It goes back to Patterson. Do you want to be at Everton and really be part of this, or do you want to just throw the towel in and go and play for some no-mark football club? Because I know, for me, there ain't many better clubs than Everton Football Club, whether you're an Evertonian or not. There ain't many higher. There ain't many loftier. And I've said this before about our footballers.
Patterson's certainly not going to.
But I've said this before about some of our footballers, is that some players who play for Everton should have a good look round at who they play for and go, wow, I play for this football club with this fan base. And I do think a lot of our players do understand that, by the way. I think a lot of them do get that. But I think some of them should have a little look around and like look at someone like Atisagana Gay and go, God, this fella who played Patterson and Jaman won the league 2 years in a row, played in the Champions League for them, and he loves this football club. He understands. I think some of our some players who play for Everton are so fortunate that they've fallen into this club at this time and maybe couldn't grasp it. Now they've got a brilliant opportunity to grasp it, and I just think that what he said there is brilliant. You two are on loan, and you are very fortunate to play for this football club. And if you want to stay playing for this football club, I need more out of you. And if you can't give me it, then I'm sorry, lads, you're going to have to go back. You're going back to Leeds. Think about that. You're going back to Leeds.
I feel like he's going to MLS. That's
maybe.
How it feels, doesn't it?
And the other fella's going to go back to Napoli, where he's not going to be played. So you're going to go back. And I think he mentioned it the other day on his video. I think his family is still in Italy, or they're not in England. He said my family came over. Now I don't know. I don't know. I interpreted that as like me. I don't know if that was his immediate family or his larger family, but he came over for the Man United game. He said it's like, if you sign for Everton, you get an opportunity to put those roots down, and not be living out of a suitcase, because obviously he's only on loan. You know, if he's got kids and that, you don't want to upset like the schooling and all that kind of thing. You get an opportunity to be at Everton, sign a contract, commit your life for the next 3 or 4 years, but that's on you. We need more out of you. And the same with Jack Harrison, and that's where Everton have got that opportunity to go, and I think they have. I think that the Corey one is the message. If you want to play for this football club, you're going to play for it on our terms, not on your terms. And I think that's a really good way of looking at it.
Someone said to me yesterday that they'd seen him when he was at Frankfurt playing in number 8, and he was unbelievable, like really good. That's why Liverpool wanted him. Liverpool.
So knock on the door of the manager every day and go, I know that role, I can play in that role. No, next time instead of playing. And I know that's difficult at the moment because there are no other opportunities to play there. If he doesn't play wide right, who plays wide right? There's no one to play wide right, but at least he's in the team at the moment. But every day you should be saying to the manager or knocking on the door of the coaches saying, I can play in that role. I can do that job for you. Don't think. And if that means he gets another year on loan, by the way, then so be it.
I'd like to see
nice
him.
Shot at the couch there, James. Nice one.
I'd like to see him in that role just to see what he was like. Essentially, might be good, he might not be good, but that was certainly where he played. He's definitely not a right winger. And there's a reason why it hasn't really worked at Napoli, because he's not a right winger.
No, he's not a right winger.
So,
as I said, Moyes, where the people want to, it doesn't matter about all the other stuff, the director of football stuff and all that. That's a different conversation. But if this fella is really talking like he's our manager, like he understands. I was talking to someone last night.
Isn't as happy.
No, it's not about being happy. It's about the director of football stuff and the power you give the manager. But I just said to him, for me, it's more just about right at the moment, setting standards for the football club, elevating Everton back to where we all believe. I've said this a million times, and I don't mind saying this publicly, and I've said this to the faces of people. Everton Football Club are a bigger football club than Chelsea, Manchester City and Tottenham. I will hold that belief to the day I die. I saw a video the other day of when we played Villa in 2016 and we beat them at their place and they were going down. And the whole ground was empty. The whole ground was empty. I've not seen Goodison empty once in the last 4 years whilst we've been going through all this. I've not seen it empty. Our away ends are always full. When we do the bus welcomes, there's thousands there. When we say we're going to do something, we do it. I don't believe these other clubs will do that. I don't even know if Chelsea have got any real fans left. I really don't. City, you see massive pockets of empty seats, and it's being gradually taken over by the tourist fans, sadly, because I know there's a lot of real proper City fans. And Tottenham have never been bigger than Everton and never will be bigger than Everton. Never, ever will be bigger, as far as I'm concerned. Those three clubs
just won't be.
Those three clubs, in my eyes, are nowhere near as big as Everton. And we finally got a man who I think, believes the same way and talks that way, but doesn't talk in a flippant way. Talks about it in like what this club can achieve, and that's what we've all got to start doing now. And I want people who work for the football club who believe that way as well, who also think that way, who think that Everton are big and will puff out the chests and get rid of the stupid tagline. And you know what? This summer, potentially, for Evertonians, could be seen as horrendous. They're going to win the league and they could win the Champions League. I honestly don't give a flying fuck. I honestly couldn't care less because we're in a good place. We're back to being in a good place as far as I'm concerned. So let's push our agenda and start sticking it, but also matching it. And if Moyes wants to take us that place, then let's go that place. Let's back him to go that place.
No, absolutely. You've got to. It starts from within.
No, it is. It is a decent comparison. If your football club and those fans can't go to a game, right? No matter where you are in the league, if you can't back your team, relegated, not relegated, struggling, then what does that say about your football club? If you can't turn up in the dark days, then don't turn up in the good days. Simple as that. That's my outlook on it. You know, that's the way I look at things. If you can't be there when it's tough, then don't be there when it's good. Then you don't deserve it as a football fan, and that's for any club, by the way. Any club. If you can't be there when it's at its darkest, then don't bother turning up when it's great, when everything's brilliant, when everything's amazing, when you're in the Champions League. And I think our fan base, we can hold our heads up and we can all say we were there in the dark days. We were desperate to get tickets. People desperate to get tickets when Everton an absolute shit show. So honestly, I don't care. When I saw that video today, the Villa fans, I just thought, fucking hell, what's going on there? Because that's what makes you strong as a football club. That you can all go, well, we were there. We backed our team. We did our bit.
In all fairness to City,
City
they were getting 30.
No, that's what I'm saying. City's been affected.
I do always think of Villa of like really.
I do. I was shocked by that video. I was really shocked, and I'm not putting them out there. By the way, I'm not saying I did. By the way, you didn't hear me say we are bigger than Villa. I think we're on par with Villa. I didn't say we were bigger than Villa. I was some of those other teams. I was shocked by seeing that though of the Villa fans. Because that's something that I don't attribute to our football club. That sort of gives us a tick mark, I think. But I wasn't having a go at Villa. I was just shocked by the video when I saw it the other day.
John 1885 says, us Saints fans sell out every away in the season and we get thumped.
Yeah.
And that's fair play to
fair play. No, fair play. But I would give your away end up, though, for the last game of the season at Goodison. I think your club should just hand all the tickets back. I think that would be fair. I think we deserve those tickets. I think you should have a day off that day, personally.
Ravon says, look at the crowds Newcastle got in the years pre-Keegan. They were lucky to get 12,000 in a one-club city. Yeah. No, but listen, we're a well supported, well backed.
Of course we are.
Club. We're a big club. History tells you that as well as the fan base. So our ambitions should be high. And I was made up. Moyes said that the other week over the Brentford thing. You know, our ambitions are as good as Brentford are, and they've been brilliant. Everton's ambitions are far higher than the likes of Brentford and Bournemouth. So, and they should be.
But this has always been my outlook, though, on the football club as a whole, is that you need people within the club to drive that agenda forward, and for far too many years that hasn't been getting driven forward of where we want to be and what we want to do and where we want to go and getting out of the L4 bubble. I mean, ironically, we will be getting out of the L4 bubble, but getting out of that, and that's been one of my things for years. It's like,
got to have everyone believe it.
You got to have
everyone's got to believe it.
We're a global club that doesn't like being a global club.
I think it will start.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? Though it's you know, as I said, I truly believe that, and I've said that to the faces of people from those clubs, and a lot of the time they can't really argue back. So,
Dylan says, who's a YouTube member, 100% agree with Pet. I drive up from Minehead, which is a 9-hour round trip at our worst.
You've got a Butlins, so you've got loads to stay in Minehead for.
We are the best fans in the world, 3 thick and thin. It's been very thin, hasn't it, Dylan?
Exactly, yeah.
Toffee says, Dylan, Minehead has a great arcade. So not only has it got Butlands, apparently it's got a great
The only
arcade.
problem with we all know what the problem with Butlands is, though, don't we, James? Stephen Mulhern. That's the problem with Butlands. Well,
he had the darts, though, didn't he, last week?
He's just like the general, isn't he? Just like the general.
Where the UK Open was.
Isn't he just? See, hang on. I need to actually. This is a really good point that I'm going to segue into. Right, Butlands do the mass singer. How? Did he just get like Janet? Who's just got like Lodge Devon, and they take care of, and they take it off, and it's like, who's that?
Yeah, but surely they just do it with 80s pop stars, like before they come back. So like five, they obviously had a few of five, didn't they? And they sung and they went, oh, you're all right, why how come you aren't getting back together? And they went, we'll go back on the road, because now five, that were three, are back to five again, aren't they?
Well,
in fact, they were in bongos.
That's because they did.
They were five, but there was only two of them.
That's because they were. No, but that's because they were on that. They were on that documentary I told you to watch, the boy bands one, and they were all on it, and they were all saying how they basically all got abused, well, not physically abused, but they were all like abused, and they were on like 150 quid a week, while they were doing it, and they had no money and all kinds, and one of them was like begged to leave, and they basically said no, you can't leave, and I think that's brought them back. Everyone's feeling a little bit sorry for them. Jeff, just on your point about the crowds in the 80s, everybody had terrible crowds in the 80s because of the violence and because loads of people couldn't afford to go to the match, and it's mad. Everyone had terrible crowds. You go back, you think, oh, the 80s, everyone had terrible crowds.
In the 90s, when Everton sacked Howard Kendall, our average was 23,000, I think, and Liverpool's average was 32,000, and Liverpool had a 44,000 stadium. Everton was the 90s, so ours was reduced right down, wasn't it? And yet Liverpool's was only like 8,000-9,000 average, better off than Everton, and they were up higher up, way higher up the league than us. So that you can't look at football averages in the 90s, but once sort of Premier League really got its teeth in, late 90s, early 2000s, and ground started. Everton, obviously, once 1994 happened really with Wimbledon, our crowds went up for some reason. It was almost like everyone went, oh my God, we nearly lost the Premier League state, like the top division, and everything started going back, and it's just gone up. And Jeff said, yeah, I did say about the thing. Yeah. Dylan said, my missus works at Butlands, and she was in the Mass Singer last year.
Yeah, so they're all going, take it off, and they go, whose was it?
Dylan's missus.
So they go, and it's Dylan's missus, and everyone goes, who the fuck's Dylan? And who's his missus?
Dylan's a YouTube member, so they should know.
Well, there is that, of course, yeah.
Really. Let's have a look at some Premier members. Gary Ward. What else is he going to say? Mike Raff says, wow, we could hear what they were saying today. Maybe they finally sorted the comms out. There was a mic being passed around.
See, if you tell people that they need to raise their standards,
they're doing it.
They may listen. If you don't tell
them. Jake Ablett says, as there were no tickets left for the lower south, I've had to go for the upper south.
Okay.
So does it mean I can't meet people in the lower south?
Yes, it means you can't meet people in the lower south.
There you go. Robert says, is it true that from next season there'll be open press conferences at Bramley Moor Dock?
No.
I'm guessing pre-match press... Yeah.
No.
There'll be open press conferences. When?
Aftermatch?
The aftermatch in the stadium, yeah.
See, what you've done there, you've seen that they've built a media suite at the new ground, because obviously they'd have to, and you've put two and two together. But now they'll just do...
And got 7.
There's a media room at Goodison Park that is used after the match to do the press conferences, but no, the manager's not going to go to Bramley Moor Dock, is he, to do his... They can barely get them on time in a building they're already in.
Mark, yes, we have seen Segundo Castillo.
He looks tremendous. Know what I like about that?
We need him
even
back.
that suit. Even that suit is tight. That's what I like about that.
Like his car.
Because he had the short. He had the tightest. He looked like his shorts were sprayed on. Know when you get those YouTube boxing female boxers and they go and do the weigh-in and sometimes they just spray the top on
stuff,
with like whatever website they go on. Only James or whatever they call it. That's what his shorts looked like.
Bainey says, more positivity from the Moisés. Even funny, saying he'd usually have gone through a bottle of wine by the kickoff. He's simply just ace, isn't he? To think we could have had this good a few years ago. Shame on you, Mashiri. But I'm loving it now. Well, we're where we are. Let's not look back. Buck says, could hear everything they did today. Did you lend them, James?
Yeah, from yesterday, yeah, from yesterday's round the tower, we very much did, yeah, because James switched the mics on before we went live, and whoa, it's not on.
The button right
no, that's on you, because when you set it up, you should check it's on mute. That's on you.
You should look at the stream.
Well, hang on, it's on you.
It was on the stream.
You can't argue with me. I'm telling you, if I'm telling,
like you're pushing the blame.
No, because it was your fault.
I don't think it was. Should have checked it.
You were like the train guard. I was just sitting on the train, being all German train guy, and you're blaming me for the train being it was your fault. Just take the blame, take the hit and learn from it. Don't do it again. Because if you don't take the blame, then you might do it again. Anyway, everyone heard everything we said about Jack Whitehall.
Everything.
It could have been worse.
You said about Jack Whitehall. Ian the Blue says, afternoon all. Moisey really does turn water into wine. Love the Easter reference from Moisey. It's tremendous. Juan says, hello from Sweden. And Slats says, Wolves usually put on a good light show before kickoff. No. Hopefully that's the peak of what they have to offer. After that, we should be picking up another 3 points.
They singed me eyebrows 2 years ago when I was there.
On it, yeah. On heat. Eddie says, not a fan of the late kickoff. Had to move my puppy's birthday party to Sunday.
I'm down.
Fair play.
I'm down with that. How old's your puppy, Eddie?
Fair play.
I'm down with that. Has he got other puppies coming round to take in the puppy party? I want to know all the details.
Mark says Patterson would be my Lindstrom sub when he tires in games. Well, maybe. He's had to be available first, hasn't he? He's not really been available, has he? Graham says, do you think Moyes has decided that Dom will not play for Everton again? As soon as he decided not to sign a new contract, I wouldn't have played him. And I wouldn't play him even when he's fit, given how quickly the games are running out with Schmitty almost back. Needs games time, as does Breuer. I don't know whether he's decided he's not going to play him. Maybe Dom's they're just looking at him thinking, not sure when that's going to feel right. If Dom's saying...
If he's injured, isn't he? I think when I looked at... when I seen when he got injured, I think it probably worked it out for maybe like the Merseyside derby that he'd be back for. Now...
Doesn't sound like...
If it's not going to be that, then it's not going to be that. You know... Most of our players are going to come back for that tough April month, aren't we? Because it is, on paper, it's a very tough month, and that's a month when we're going to need most of our players back. And I imagine that's the way they look at it as well. You know, the next two games are going to take care of themselves, and then there's a couple of weeks, and then we've got a tough month, as I said, on paper, and the more players we've got, the better, and that's the way they're probably going to be looking for it.
Ian says, Baz, are you going for Lindstrom to score again tomorrow? Surely he's got to get one soon. No, I'm not going to jinx him tomorrow.
Reverse jinx him.
Yeah, I'm reverse jinx him. There's no chance Lindstrom scores tomorrow.
Or gets an assist.
What an assist. Jake says, Moyes' dealing of the media in press conferences, pre and post match interviews are night and day to the past few managers we've had, especially gravel eating snot wipehead. Mark says the only way I'd take Tarkowski out near the end of the season would be if he needed surgery to fix the injury he had at the start of the season. Just let him go. He might be all right now, though, mightn't he? Jake says, I think Moyes' number one attribute in a player is availability. He does like players who are available, as most managers do, to be fair. Josh says, could they give everyone the same Mike Julia uses? They were much better today. Ken says, what are your thoughts on the Richie rumours?
No. I just think his injury record is horrendous. Yeah.
Would you take him on loan?
No, it's a loan spot, isn't it? I just think his injury record is just it's just so bad that it would make no sense to bring him to bring him back.
Okay.
Only for that reason. You know, as a footballer, I would love to have him back, but I just, yeah.
Steve Guy says, did they hear you say that Dom got married? How does that work mid-season? Weddings take planning, so did he expect to be injured?
I don't think weddings do take planning when you've got money.
No, when you've
I
got
don't think when
money,
you've got
can do
money,
it
I think you
at
can do
2
whatever you
notice.
want, can't you?
Yeah.
The same way that, like, you know, footballers' kids don't go to normal schools because obviously their summer holidays are different and stuff like that. If you've got money, you can basically do what you
Do
want.
whatever you want. Bainey says, our fans are superb, especially the away end. Never have heard any away fans making a match feel like we're at home. Unbelievable, Jeff. James Wallen says Castillo was the inspiration for the all-in-one Cameroon kit. Okay, and Bainey says you can tell Ped's feeling better, lol. All right. Benjamin says whether or not Dom plays is ultimately up to Moyes. He'll only do what's good for Everton. In Moyes, I trust. Well said. And Eddie says 3, so not a puppy anymore. And yes, some of her friends are coming from daycare.
I like you. I'm all day with that.
I wonder if she wrote the little invitation. Well, just signed the paw.
Put the bags together.
Oomph, the little bags ready.
Put the bags
The
together.
little chewing and all that, ready to go. Fair play. You've got to, you've got to do that. P. Macker says, not asked if Cunha is out or not. We beat them at home with them. At least now we don't need Dawson's own goals. Be nice though, wouldn't it? Be nice to get a couple of Dawson own goals again tomorrow. Greg Payton, who's a YouTube member, says, what happens to Holgate? Sell on cheap. We start a contract. So we will, he'll be out for nothing. He will go. And B, no more. Dylan says, I love that James has come out of his shell. Come on, lad. Jeff, a YouTube member, says it's exciting being a Blue Nose again, isn't it? On and off the pitch, the club is reborn. Good times. Dex, YouTube member, says when we played Wimbledon, there was no park end. There were people in the trees.
There was,
Remember it well.
There was.
Ped's on the telly at the end of that, or in it. Is it the end, or is it in the game? It's during the game, isn't it?
Probably all of it.
Dylan says, what about this? What about this? Dylan's trying to rock my world here in a bad way.
Mulcahy.
He's trying to Mulcahy me off.
Yeah.
Around 4 years ago, I was the photographer for Stephen Mulcahy, and he was actually sound. I'm not buying that.
In what way was he sound? I want to know the details.
I'm not having it. He probably is, but he doesn't come across like that. To me. Nick Porter says, sorry if I've missed you talk about it. What do you think of Fonseca, Baz? Yeah, he lost his head a little bit, didn't he? Very, very silly.
December, though, won't he?
Silly boy. John Texter ain't accepting that. That's getting cut in half, that, at least. He'll be back for next season. Very, very silly boy. Very, very silly boy. Yeah. What else? You know what I mean? What can you actually say? There's not much you can say, is there?
No.
You've got to be careful. You can't be crossing lines like that. But he'd lose. Imagine him if he'd have been our manager and what happened. You know, the Man United game, he'd have strung up the referee, wouldn't he? He'd have strung up the referee. Pete says, side question, trying to make a match at Goodison from the US, he's in Chicago, in April. We're official members and we need 4 tickets. What would you suggest in bringing my wife and kids?
I wouldn't bring your wife and kids. I'd just leave them and come on your own and get a ticket on the day. You ain't getting 4 tickets. You aren't getting 4 tickets. Just leave them at home. Tell them you're going to get a pint of milk. And come the game, because you ain't getting 4.
Chicago,
unless you get
going for a pint of milk.
Going for a pint.
You'd have to go through like Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, America.
You'd have to go through like the official channels, and I just.
Yeah.
I can't see it myself. I can't see you getting 4 tickets. Personally, there's 5 games left at Goodison, and I just can't see you getting, unless if you already had the tickets. But yeah, just go for some milk, love.
No, going
See you
for
later.
some milk.
All right. What's a bag? I don't know.
I feel like you broke his spirit.
To be fair, just say you go in the Walmart. Those Walmarts are massive.
They are big.
You could easily
can
get
get
lost
lost
in a
for a few
Walmart for
days.
like days.
Yeah.
Fly in on the Friday, go home on the Monday, say, where have you been? Go, got lost in a tree. In a tree. In the woods. Like the
There might be any
like the
woods by
Blair
him in
Witch.
Chicago.
Well, that makes it even worse then, doesn't it? How did he get into woods when there isn't any?
Opening a
Spooky.
can of worms there.
They're not my worms to
No,
open.
they're not, but
They're not
I
my.
feel like you might be setting them up for a fight. You know.
No, I think that's quite ambitious if you think you're getting 4 tickets. But you might listen. You might be really, really
Go
wealthy.
through North American Toffees. It's the only way,
Yeah.
I imagine. Ian the Blue says, when's Toffee 10 will returning? Soon. Soon. Very, very, very soon. Dazzle Camo says, mistook the airport for Walmart. Easily done.
Well, they have many of the same things, except I'm pretty sure airports don't sell guns.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't see the airport selling.
But you never know with America. Never know. Do Walmarts have Starbucks where you try and trick the baristas into saying Ronaldo Suey?
Don't know. I've seen the McDonald's is in
Are
it.
you aware of this? This what happened when we were in America, and we tried to get. So we ordered drinks, and we tried to get them to say to get the person to say something like something, and then Ronaldo, and then Suey, so that they'd go Ronaldo Suey straight after. It didn't work
No,
though.
he
She
didn't do
couldn't read it.
No.
She just went like still or something like that.
Sue. No, it's Sue.
Yeah.
Suey.
Yeah,
Just to be smooth.
No,
yeah.
didn't work. Mark Cody.
Yeah, Eric, Target sells guns. I just don't think airports sell guns. I don't think airports and guns are a good mix.
Walmart definitely sells guns.
Yeah, definitely.
Mark Cody says, will Young be released, lads? That's Will Young.
Will Young?
Why is he asking about Will Young? We're not a music or an acting podcast. So is Will Young being taken somewhere? I don't know. I like Mark Cody that you thought.
Would that make him evergreen?
I'm going to... I think so. I think Mark's looked at it and gone, these will know about Will Young's whereabouts. And he's just asking.
Okay,
about
Target don't sell guns, which is contrary to what their logo is all about.
it. It is, yeah. I mean,
I feel like if I walked into Target and there wasn't guns, I'd be like, I feel like I've been missold something here. There you go. Fair play to them for not selling guns. That's a nice practice.
Well done.
Well done for not selling guns.
Asda doesn't sell guns over here.
No, but you wouldn't
Tesco
expect them to sell guns, though, would you?
No, but you know.
Considering they're not legal.
Dylan says on the Mulcairn info, he just actually gave people his time and didn't just want to get off as soon as he was done.
That doesn't make him a nice person.
Listen, I don't know if he's a nice person.
What I'm saying is
that
me
and him don't gel.
That stops people saying that he isn't a nice person, isn't it? It's like him going, well, if I get off here, everyone will think I'm a knobhead, because I am a knobhead. So if I stay for 10 minutes, everyone will think that I'm sound. And then the knobhead rumours will be put to bed.
Scott Eve says, Team Gareth Gates, lol, but then also says, Will Young, I think I better leave right now. And I like what he's done there. I like what Scott's done there. Following on from the Evergreen, of course. Chicken Lip says, lads, I'm hearing Charles and Eddie are doing a half-time show tomorrow.
You are lying to us. You are lying to us.
Again, I appreciate that. I mean, only a certain amount of people will get that, but James didn't know what you were doing.
James doesn't know what Charles and Eddie are. No. That's fine. That's just your age. But I like the fact that you're now immediately Googling it to find out.
Ashley Young, will he be released? I don't know. Don't know. Good pro, decent squad member, I guess, but Moyes might just be like, no, that's done now.
Yeah.
Mightn't he?
Everton JDLC. That's dark.
Yeah.
That's dark. It's dark. I like it, but it's dark.
Okay. Yeah,
That's dark. I like it. I like what you've done there. Like you've put a bit of time and effort into creating a good story. I went to Crystal Palace away once, and I was caught on TV after telling school I was going to the dentist, and the next day I was approached by the deputy head asking if my dentist was in London. So these things happen.
Steve Park says, hey, here in the Philippines, we will be watching at 4 o'clock in the morning from a dodgy signal. Stop saying we're not a global club. Who said we aren't a global club?
Why are you watching on a dodgy signal?
Surely in the Philippines you can just pay like £1 a month and get every game.
Why is it £1 a month?
That's because in Australia it's like £8 a month, because everywhere else it's cheap. He is a magician and you can't fully ever trust the magician.
No,
you
stick there. Yeah.
KC says I've heard the Queen of Scotty Road cutting the ribbon on the first match day at the new stadium.
No, I don't think there is a ribbon.
Be interesting if it was the Queen of Scotty Road, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I just don't think.
Times are hard and friends are few. Hello to all of you at the new stadium. And do the cut.
Here's your new stadium and this is for you.
Well, you know.
Can't see it myself.
I can't see it personally, but you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Mark G says it's $6 a month there for all Premier League games. Oh, here he says, sorry. So,
Mark
but then basically anyone can afford to just jump on a plane and leave their kids behind. Or what you could do is you could take your kids and your family to the airport and say you're going to one place and have them booked in, and then they get on the plane and then you get on another plane and come in, and then it's just basically like Home Alone. And they think they've lost you, and they have all the trauma and all the guilt.
You don't
and
want the trauma.
Well, you say that. And you fly over and you went, I got on the wrong plane. It just happened that it was going to Liverpool, and so there was not another plane for 3 days, and there was a game on, so I went to the game, and dead sorry, but you got to go to Florida.
I mean, there's a few gaps in it, but it could work.
Do they sell guns? Gap?
They might do. Who knows? Everton J DLC says I was caught on Pebble Mill at 1 when I was meant to be in class once.
No one wants to be caught on Pebble Mill. Was
Mill.
Alan Titchmarsh there? Was he the host?
KC says times are hard and friends are few. Liverpool is blue.
Fair enough.
Don't go. Eric says the Everton Waystones look so good. There you go, Eric.
There you go.
Nice. Wilmo, I do remember that, yeah. Jay, Ped, you alluded that there won't be a one-off kit for the Goodison games. That's true. The last Goodison game. Not being confirmed yet, has it? Silos says, if you could have anyone cutting the ribbon for the new stadium, who are you picking? You'd pick Taylor Bloody Swift, wouldn't you? With an Everton kit on. He would, wouldn't he? Singing. He would.
It's weird.
Well, who would you pick?
What a weird assumption. Alan Titchmarsh.
You wouldn't pick Alan Titchmarsh.
Janet Street Porter.
Charlie Dimmock with him.
Judi Dench.
You wouldn't, though.
Dame Judi Dench. Even though she's blind.
Oh, is she blind now?
She's been blind for ages. You need to catch up on your Dame Judi Dench news a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think. Who would I have to open the stadium? Big Nev.
Really?
Yeah.
He should just be there anyway.
Well, he is there, opening it.
Opening it.
Because if he's just there, then he's just a normal person. But, give him a little bit of kudos. And let him open
Why is he just a normal person if he's there? He's still Neville Southall.
Because if he's not the person opening it, then he's not got the VIP treatment. Because whoever opens it...
What about Phil Neville?
No, Phil Neville's too busy cutting bits of wood with Joey.
He is.
The timber dude.
Timber Joe, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Amanda Holden's not cutting it. She's too busy. She'd probably try and fucking get the other fella to build some rooms in it or something and sell it for £1. What's his name?
Alan Kelly.
Oh, Amanda!
Did you see her last night?
I did not see her last night, no.
To a show and... Yeah.
Wait, is this just on Instagram or?
Yeah, it was
okay,
very
sorry.
good, yeah.
Sorry. Where'd you see it, Bass?
No, I realised.
Through these binoculars?
I realised I was going down a place.
Yeah, people call it a rabbit hole. You don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I'll be listening.
Dark. King Charles can't cut the ribbon. He'd probably say it was like it'll hurt the birds or the bees or something.
Okay.
No, he would, wouldn't he?
Jan Mills Gibson, YouTube member, says 1:19 a.m. here in Mudgee, Australia. I've got insomnia, but thank God for you, Top Bloke.
1:19. It's Friday night. That's not insomnia. That's just standard par for the course. I've just stuck on a film at 1:19 on a Friday night. Jesus, get a grip of yourselves, will you?
Okay.
Agent says the chairman of Toyota. Well, who's the chairman of Toyota? Don't just throw names out. Throw actual. That's just a title, isn't it? The chairman of Toyota.
Right, I don't know what this is. Carla Byrne, who's a YouTube member, but she says, "What did you think of the video with Radzinski yesterday?"
No, we do. No, there was an interview.
They didn't announce him to the crowd.
There was an interview with Radzinski.
What did he say? He's a boiled red.
I didn't watch it. No, he was at the derby, wasn't he? I knew he was at the derby.
He said just as well they didn't announce him to the crowd at the derby.
Why would so he what? Maybe because of the way he left. Yeah, because he was at the match and they didn't even mention it, did he? They just normally they get ex-players out, but he was just there. But saying that, Thomas Gravison was at the Burnabout the other night. Didn't make a fuss of him, did he? So sort of the same levels.
No, I just want to know what. I just want to know why.
Maybe just watch the interview.
Come on, Carla, quickly. No, I'm not really got any interest. What have you got to say?
I haven't got 2 minutes to devote my time to that.
He went to Fulham. He chose Fulham. Do you know what I mean?
Stephen Mulhern is not opening Everton Stadium.
How do you know? It'd be magic.
Why would Mary Berry?
She's an Evertonian.
Is she?
Yeah.
When did she become an Evertonian?
Evertonian forever. John Vanderwiff. We call him John Van. It says Joe Roll, Colin Harvey and Derek Temple to open the new ground.
Fair play.
All legends.
Adrian, I don't believe that's a real name, and also that comes across as quite racist. Maybe it is a right name. I don't know, but
No, it's a real name.
is that a real name?
Listen, Carla, come on. You can definitely type faster than this. Tell us before we go what Radzinski said. No, I need the reference. She said he was happy. Oh, okay. Okay, fair play. That's all right. I thought you were going to say he said something like he was a boyhood Liverpool fan or something, which would have explained why he chose Fulham over Everton. And no, he has since admitted he got it wrong.
Might be silly.
He was a bit silly leaving Everton for Fulham. There you go. Moisey. It's Moisey. I'll do one more refresh on Prem. I haven't watched the video, but I've seen it pop up. But didn't Moisey surprise Landon Donovan?
Oh, yeah. He just said, happy birthday. You were two great lads. Don't go to Walmart and
we're all
lost.
getting old.
Yeah.
That's not good, is it?
But everyone's getting old, aren't they? Everyone gets old from the...
Moisey bringing the mood down?
Everyone gets old from
it's my birthday, happy birthday. Oh, you're old now, aren't you? Yeah. Nice one, Moisey.
They found it funny.
They found it funny?
Yeah.
Okay, well, fair enough then. Maybe you had to be there. Maybe it was just their bants, dressing room bants.
They were both crying.
They were both crying?
They were both crying.
Because I'd be crying as well. Moyes coming on, thinking you're having a nice day. Moisey comes on and goes, you're getting old now. You would you? The hell, Dave? I thought we were all friends here together. No, I just wanted to have a go at you. Fair play.
So they were all like tears in their eyes. Landon thought I was just made up. He remembered who he was.
Landon was good for us.
No, I know he was.
You don't sound like you sounds like
I think he was just like...
Sounds like you're fuming.
I think he was just like, nice one for remembering me. Governor.
Okay. Eric says they were both emotional.
Fair play.
And Tim says, no, it wasn't Timmy, was it? It was Daniel rather, says Tim Howard has the worst turkey teeth.
Aren't they just his real teeth?
I was thinking, aren't they just his teeth? I don't know.
If he was going to get something done, it might be his hair, wouldn't it?
They are very bright.
I don't think he...
That's just American tea for you, though,
I
isn't
think
it?
he likes his head the way it is.
It's just
He's
American.
always had his head, you know, the old egg of forever.
I know what I said was, if he was going to get anything
He'd look,
done...
well, imagine Tim Howard now rocking up with, like, Jack Grealish, yeah. Just wouldn't work, would it?
I don't know, but, you know, he might at some point go, I want here, lads. I want to change.
He should. If he's going to do it, go to whoever Mo Salah went to. Mo Salah's got the greatest hair, like, rebirth I've ever seen, I think. Him and Conte, obviously.
Yeah, but it's just getting your hair done, innit?
No, but this is good, because some are patchy, aren't they?
I think we're all just basing off Wayne.
I'm basing it off Schenk, who just sprays.
No, Schenk sprayed. Didn't get it. Schenk, who lives in Turkey, sprays his hair on.
It's crazy.
I'll never get that.
No.
I'll never understand. But I do think hair has moved on quite a lot since then, though. I think, you know, I think Schenk's problem is he just couldn't admit it. By getting it done would be admitting it. Whereas he just started doing the old... there was a film, I don't know if anyone remember, you won't remember, there was a film with Beau Bridges and Jeff Bridges, and Beau Bridges, there's a scene where you literally see him spraying on his hair, and that's what he reminds me of. But you used to watch all those videos on like YouTube and stuff of like where people
on
get
Instagram,
either they spray it on and it clings and it's all the ones where they get the thing and put it on and
the
it's all
best
yeah, they're good, like
the ones where they like sort of glue the hair on,
and suddenly they look like
and then cut it all
they
in.
look
It
like
looks
50-year-old men, and when by the finish they look like they're in K-pop bands, and I'm all day for
They
that.
look incredible.
I'm all day for
and
that.
you go once a month, I think, and just get it glue, sort of like glue back on.
Why not just take the big plunge and just go? I'm going to Turkey, like Dan next door. One of the red men's going to Turkey to get his hair done. I hope you can hear me telling everyone, but he's going to Turkey to get his hair done. Fair play to Dan. I might go with them.
There you go. Ian Bennett says hair in a can.
Yeah.
And we spent 27 million. Our recruitment team.
And the prices are coming down as well.
Are they?
If I had an opportunity, I'd get like, I want laser eye surgery, and then get a little bit of work done on my teeth, and then just a little touch up on my hair as well. Probably cost about 10 grand all in. Maybe I could go on catchphrase or something. Win the 10 grand off Mulhern, right? And then get all these bits come in.
You're like bloody...
And I'll come in one day and be like...
Hold your plums, though, wouldn't it?
You fall down and then you've got like a proper plastic face.
Just go to... No, I wouldn't get plastic surgery. I wouldn't go plastic surgery.
The gateway.
But no, it's not the gateway. It's not the gateway. But I'd just go to Turkey and just get it all done in one go. I wouldn't get my teeth done in Turkey.
It's a bit risky, though. You're there, like...
No, I'd get laser surgery if I get eyes done. Yeah. My dad had it done on his cataracts, and my dad's been wearing glasses since literally forever. And now he went and got a cataracts done, and and now he doesn't need glasses, and I'm like, and he's living the dream. He's living the glassless dream. Glassless dream.
Glassless isn't where...
So I would get my
sister got them as well.
I'd get my eyes done. Literally takes a minute, but it's literally 1,500 quid an eye. It takes a minute to do.
You can smell your eyeballs burning.
I'm all day with that though. I reckon that might tip me over. That might give me a little... might make my day.
That's not that. A little bit.
So get my eyes done. Anyone out there, by the way, does this kind of stuff? I mean, not just like on a back end, so like the Joker, but if anyone does this, because there was one of our viewers is a dentist in Preston, and he keeps on saying if we want anything done, just go up to him. But it's the idea of going to Preston. Do you know what I mean? Like it's already bad. Then I've got to go to the third world.
Got to go there, and then imagine how much.
How'd you get back? Like that?
How much he's going to charge?
Yeah.
And you can't talk for about 2 days. No.
On your eyes.
Your teeth. You were talking about.
Have you ever seen?
You were going to go to a dentist to get your eyes done.
Have you ever seen Minority Report?
Tom,
have you ever seen it?
I've seen bits.
There's a scene in it where he has to, because it's all in the future and it's locked in, he gets eye replacements, and he goes to like this backstreet doctor to get his eyes replaced. And the fella goes, look, he went, there's food and drink in the fridge, eat them afterwards. But he can't see. So he goes in the fridge and there's rotten milk and there's rotten sandwich from the last person who didn't bother. But there is a sandwich in there, and he picks the wrong one, and he's drinking this green milk and this sandwich which has been there, and he's like, ugh! And I just, that's my vision basically. But no, I definitely have no issue. I want my eyes doing. Because I've tried contact lenses, and this eye, it's so hard to get the contact in. I'm there for like, I can't be bothered with it. Oh, it's horrible. Because this eye's got a little squint in it, so it doesn't open fully. So, but I have no problem with the right eye. So I just fucking just laser the bastards. You know what I mean? But it is weird because they do. It's like that in a Clockwork Orange, and then as James said, it's like James Bond, right into the eye. And
You know what the problem is with this is the
Go on.
fucking Captain Obvious, right? But when I had the metal in my eye,
Yeah.
so I went to the opticians, James, just for full disclosure, to just get an eye test. This a few years ago, and it was fine till the very end. And she went, "Oh, there's a bit of metal embedded in your eye."
Baz found out he was a Terminator.
Yeah. So they sent. I had to go to A&E immediately. She was like, "I could work its way in." And that's anyway. I went. So got to A&E, and I'm in like St Paul's in A&E, sat there like, and it was fine. And then it was like, they had a look at me and go, "Oh yeah, you've got metal embedded thing. Are you a welder?"
Yeah. You look like a welder.
I weld every day in the studio.
Walked in with like dead tight shorts.
Yeah.
Going,
No,
young man,
I did.
there's a place you can go.
Yeah, the cap on, the hat on. But so they went, we'll get it out. So I sat in the chair, and you put your face on the thing, and obviously your eyes, they keep your eyes open. And I was thinking, yeah, I'll be sound. Till I got here, as he was approaching with the, he was like a thing, I realised I couldn't shut my eyes. Because, like, obviously getting a needle or they're getting something, you can close your eyes, pretend it is happening. With your eyes, you can't. And therefore, they put drops in, so it was numb, but you could feel the thing go in and move the metal out, like take the metal out. It lasted like 3 seconds, it was fine. But it was at that moment where I sort of went, now, if you're telling me I'm here and I'm going to see the James Bond laser...
You don't see it, though. Yeah, but that's the thing. The thing about it is, though, when you get contacts, that's the thing you realise, is that you have to watch yourself, put it into your own eye, and you probably have to start touching your eyeball. And it's weird at first, but then... But it wasn't a problem. I can touch my eyeball without any problem now. But it's just the eye opening. I have no problem with that. It's just, but it is that thing of like saying, you're absolutely right. In your mind, for everything else, even if I get me something, I mean, that's like the worst thing. Like Severance, that's the thing. Putting it. Numbing the gum. The needle is like no other needle, is it? It's like it feels like it's that long, and the fella's like going plunging it like that, and it's like you feel it all the way to the back of your head.
Into you.
But you can at least close your eyes and just sort of try and. But imagine they're opening your eyes and they're going to beam a light into it.
I mean, it'd be amazing after it, obviously, if you've got an issue.
But
I thought you got metal in your eye.
No. Oh no. She said it might have just been dust, off a road, and it was a shard that's gone into the
dust.
I don't know. Absolutely crazy. David Earls, right, says alien induction.
No. Robot squirted in your eyes.
Case. Why can't I talk? See, my head's gone. My head has gone thinking of the eye. Lazy laser eyes. Danny Church.
I don't think you turn into like Homelander once you've got it done, by the way.
Laser certainly reminds me of a scene in Final Destination.
You have to wear sunglasses for a bit, though.
Yeah, for 2 days you'd have to like.
Showers with sunglasses on.
You'd have to be like Ray Charles.
Yeah,
I mean, suddenly
you're
don't become
absolutely right. That little thing of air in the opticians.
Yeah.
You try not to. You're going, I'm not going to jump this time. Your eyes.
When did you go to the opticians?
I have an eye test every year. My mum had glaucoma, so I've got to go.
In the opticians in my life.
Okay.
I can tell that from you.
You're only young.
From your barber.
But no, because my mum had glaucoma, I have to go every year and have one. So
Fair play.
It wasn't far. It was the other week, actually, about 5 weeks ago.
Read the top line for me.
Yeah. And Wilmo's YouTube member says David Silver hair transplant was top notch. Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely was.
I'd have no issue getting like a little bit of work done about the money. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't go down what James is suggesting. I wouldn't be getting fillers or my lips done or anything like that. Not interested. I'm not that far. But just for the
get addicted, though.
But I don't think it is. I don't know if it's an addiction.
My strange addictions. You could be on that and you've just got loads.
No, but I think for things like your eyes are important, though, aren't they? Yeah. Your eyes are like really important. Fucking seeing stuff and that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's sort of like an important thing. Your teeth having good teeth isn't vanity. Having good teeth is so you can eat food properly. Your hair's a little bit different, but
why? At the end of the day, right? It's all about how you feel. Yeah. When people, you see it, like people judging other people, it's like, Nothing to do with you. It's how they feel about themselves.
But I do think eyes and teeth are different, though. They're not. That's not vanity.
Essential.
Your eyes are not. It's not vanity. It's whether you want you want to be able to see. And I like seeing. I find it quite important for watching TV, driving the car, going the match. I think it's an important thing. Don't get me wrong. There's people who can't see and they have a very fulfilling life and they get a free dog and all that kind of thing. But you know.
Ian the Blue says wasn't Scylla from Scotty Road. Eddie says it's got to be John Travolta or Sylvester Stallone to open the ground.
Why John Travolta?
I don't know. James Warland says...
Got his own plane, though.
Are you getting those farewell to Goodison coins and then putting them at a club sometimes? No, of course.
Well, I got a message today saying that there was going to be some kind of St. Patrick's Day T-shirt, but in classic Everton stance, when you click on the link, it takes you to absolutely nowhere. So... well done, then.
There you go. Benjamin says the weather's nice here in Staffordshire.
Don't.
And also says if you go to Istanbul for your hair consultants, they put you up in a posh hotel with a free taxi service everywhere in Istanbul.
Yeah. Well, there's one, I think I told Baz about this ages ago. There was a video I saw, just came up on my feed, and it was a girl who's American, and she flew to like Turkey for like, you know, buttons and like, you know, what you get a normal holiday for. She went to this hospital that looked like something out of Minority Report. It looked like something in the future. She got every check done that was possible, and I think it cost her, like, for all the checks, something like $1,000. And she was like, I couldn't get my medication for $1,000. It's why loads of people were made up. All the Yanks in the Olympics, in the Olympic Village, you could get every possible medical test that you wanted for free. Because you were an athlete, and all the Yanks were like proper going mental over it because they were like, because the money they have to pay for it, and all the Yanks were like, this is amazing. I get to do this test. That they were all getting like proper like full on MOTs and all kinds like done. Because obviously America is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Who's a YouTube member says Baz is a secret welder. There you go. Why not? Why not? Thomas Sharp says Andros Townsend's hair transplant was absolute levels. Griff says hello from Brisbane, where we are right in the path of a cyclone expected to hit in the next couple of hours. Stay safe, mate. Yeah. Doesn't sound great, does it?
Don't stop talking about the weather.
Okay. And Mark T says, don't get me started on
Dylan's absolutely right. Dylan's right.
No, he is. Dylan is right.
He says, if you couldn't see, you wouldn't be able to drive, smash the shed, go in the attic. Exactly, mate.
Your missus are being trouble.
Exactly.
So
it's so important. That I can
really much more you can say
it's
to
good,
that.
but you know what? Lots of people have fulfilling lives you can't see, and that's fair play to them.
Like and subscribe, you beautiful people.
What? I'm being honest, they do. People have, like, you know, Daredevil being the best example.
Carl Cockroach says, I can only see out of my right eye, so look after your eyes.
Is there anything you can do for your left? Or is it, like, made of wood?
Why would it be made of wood?
Because it might be false. You might have a false eye.
No, why would it be made of wood?
Because that's what pirates used to have, wooden eyes, didn't they?
I think things have moved on since pirate days.
Well, you got a splinter in your eye.
No one told me.
Well, you know that.
What?
Well, you got a splinter in your eye.
But how would you feel it?
You've still got a face.
Well, yeah, but...
Ian Clark wants new eyes to extend his drunk amateur pool career.
Nah, if you're only amateur, then it's not a career, is it? I'd give up. You know what I mean?
Don't break his dreams.
I'm breaking his dreams right now.
No right to break his dreams.
Well, I feel like I haven't got it right. I feel like I just want to.
Oh, okay. Well,
there's a difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like owning a council house. I've got that right. Well, it doesn't mean you should.
This has gone dark. I mean,
no,
it hasn't. An hour and a half.
It hasn't gone dark at all, has it?
Well, sort of.
It's just gone normal. It's just the tail off is always the same in any of our long form shows. The last half an hour becomes just generally a free for all.
The gulf of eyes.
I don't get that. Oh yeah, because we're just renaming gulfs now, aren't we?
Yeah. Right. Daniel says, don't end the stream until we find out about Carl's lefty.
Yeah, Carl, come on, tell us what's happened to your left eye.
Very quickly, Carl, if you want to.
And were you ever in TLC? What? With left eye? I know she's dead, but that's not an issue, is it? That's not part. Could she? He might be the replacement. All the bands are coming back. I saw them once live and they give loads of grief to the crowd.
I'm not surprised if the crowd was made up with you.
I was just standing there. I was just standing in my own business. But she was like, this crowd, you need to give more.
No, he's completely blind in his left eye.
Oh. How'd that happen, Carl? Was that being from birth? I want his life story. I think it's tremendous. Mark G, what's terrible? Tell me what's terrible.
Terrible, Pet, just because you said as he replaced left eye thingy.
It's not terrible. She died ages ago. And she died in a fire that she started. I don't think any of her family are watching this.
You don't know. We have got to reach far and wide. Even Danny says it's gone dark.
I don't think it has gone dark. James doesn't even know what we're talking about. That's how long ago.
I think I missed this.
That's how long ago it was that it was a thing.
He's doing his team selection after this.
Do you ever heard a band called TLC? No Scrubs. Yeah. No. Well, one of the singers called Left Eye Lopez, right?
Left Eye Lopez.
Yeah, she died. She had I think she basically was going out with an American footballer, and she died in a house fire that I think she started. But she was always having murder with a fella, and that's the true story. I haven't embellished or added anything. I haven't embellished it. It's sad. It's really sad. And she had a patch over her left eye.
Tom O'Reilly says my daughter's eye travels so much it had a suitcase.
I don't get that.
I don't know what to do with that information. If it's information, I don't know. I just don't know. Mark G said she did. She did start the fire.
Exactly. She went full Billy Joel.
No. I mean, come on. Come on.
What?
Come
he
on.
sung a song. Cool.
No, but he said.
Oh no, he went anti. Sorry. She went anti. She went anti Billy Joel. She went anti Billy Joel.
Carl says he's had he's been completely blind in his left eye from birth.
Oh, sad to hear that.
How did she die from crashing a car?
No, she didn't. She died in a fire.
The car wasn't on fire, was it?
Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
I don't remember her dying.
She flew into oncoming traffic and suffered a fatal injury.
See, that's weird. That.
School.
That's. I don't remember that happening. Anyway, what you thought? What? Jen? How we? It wasn't before you were born.
April 25th, 2002. I was born June 30th, 2000.
Oh my God, that's mad. That is mad. This Gene Hackman thing's weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird though? No, generally.
honestly, I thought we were finished.
No, honestly, it's incredibly sad. He was an amazing actor, but it's weird, isn't it? Like it's really weird, and it's really sad. It's really sad that it sounds like just like two like deaths have occurred without. There's obviously doesn't seem like there's any foul play, and it's really, really sad.
But I thought they found all sorts of pills by her.
No, I know, but they can't say. But the toxicology report's going to take a few weeks. But they're like, maybe she was taking a pill and she collapsed, and then maybe he was sort of responding to that, and as he started to get to her, he's collapsed and all. It sounds really, really sad. And the dog was it was in its pen, so it couldn't get food, and therefore it died because it couldn't get any food. Whereas the other two dogs were free and could get food. It's like it's incredibly sad.
Posh Matty says thought it was
no, I don't think so. He was 95. Why would you?
I thought it was more likely like he knew he was basically.
No, apparently he's really in really good health.
And
he was doing yoga twice a week.
So how's he died then?
I think he's had a heart attack or something.
They said they know from the
pacemaker went off, didn't it? The pacemaker
went off, but I don't think.
Or he had a fall.
He might have had a fall.
He had a fall and no.
He was in his mud thing.
Oh, it's a wet room, isn't it? It's just a wet room.
Oh, of course, he had the mud.
No, I know it's called a mud room, but isn't that just a wet room? I don't know. I don't have different rooms.
No. Just very, very strange. Yeah.
That's very sad. That really sad. No one should get that far in life and go like that. Right. Do you know what I mean? It should be like.
I don't know. It does just seem weird. Mark Oldie says Sky said this morning, I'd be on. Well, it'll normally be about 5 o'clock.
Everton love dropping 5 o'clock.
No, well, it normally.
No, I know they do.
And it's the reaction stuff is done, isn't it? You can't. You know what I mean? You can do the 5 o'clock announcement and that's it until Everton want to say a bit more. Do you think he'll Do you think he will? He'll leave Leeds now? Because he didn't
I don't know.
want to.
Well, I mean, it felt.
Stuff says that it's just going to announce that he's coming at the end of the season.
Yeah, it does. But then
Seems weird,
Thelwell's,
doesn't it?
if it we, I don't know. Thelwell's left, has left, but then his job is like that'll be other people will do that job, won't they, for him, the recruitment kind of things. I don't know.
Have you seen that? The director of football is potentially coming in from West Ham, the old West Ham one.
Who?
Newman.
Yeah, and that he was the one who signed Schumacher, like your Woodies were.
Schumacher's been very good in Serie A, and when they got to the Europa League final, well, when he won it, he was a big part of them getting there, wasn't
Italian players just don't settle in England. They've got there's a setup like it's terrible, and if they do settle, they get caught for gambling. Again, it's factually correct. I've not said anything controversial there.
No.
Mark, I did see the end of the Roma game. Yeah, it was a mad end. Scored in the 93rd minute. Yeah, they won 2-1. They had this player sent off, and then it was a bit of a mad end.
Kubo is very good. That's so see that. Was at Madrid, wasn't he? Madrid once. Which?
Is his first name like Take Fusa?
He's good, Kubo. Daniel says West Ham have a striker case. I wouldn't blame him for that. Haller looked good till he went to West Ham, and then looked good when he went after West Ham. Yeah. So Stephen Hewitt says Billy Joel didn't start Mike Shields said Sunshine in Conway is right. What a place. Posh Matty, a YouTube member, says I've been to Italy a bit, and if I was Italian, I couldn't settle over here. It's grim here compared to there.
That's why Como will live in the dream, because they just go, lads, do you want to play here? And they all go, yeah, I will play here, thanks. It's Como, it's amazing.
Forget about everything else. Yeah. It just looks great next to the Lake Como. And
what? I can swap my free gym in Halewood for the new gym in Como. Yeah, let's do it.
Mark Cody says that Newman guy, the fella who played for Norwich, or is it a different Rob Newman?
It's the comedian Rob Newman.
Brilliant comedian.
Phil, I have not seen The Monkey.
I have. I really liked it.
James, I've seen him, hasn't he?
Isn't there just far too many films made by, or TV shows made by Stephen King where objects just come and try and kill people? Isn't that just Stephen King's MO? If it's not Christine the car, it's the massive truck that had the Green Goblin's face on it. He just loves inanimate objects that come back and try and get possessed and kill people. In The Shining, in the book, it's the maze is trying to kill him. It's not in the film, because Kubrick was like, behave yourself, you idiot. But in the book and the TV version of it, it's the maze that's trying to kill him. But I just prefer Jack.
It was made by the Freakins, though.
Which?
The Monkey.
The Monkey was made by the Freakins. Are you all right? Have you been on the glue again?
But it was their company.
Neon, who made the film that won all the Oscars. Yeah. Listen, success follows where the Freakins walk. That's literally their tagline.
Okay.
That's what it says. It's Everton's new motto.
There you go. Rob Newman, just for people who are before, it is the Norwich City centre-back. Former Norwich City centre-back. There you go. Right, are we done?
Okay, people are saying Left Eye died in a crash. There you go. I thought she died. I just remembered the fire, but obviously she escaped the fire and died in a car crash. But again, once again, proven you need two eyes to drive. Again, I don't think I'm saying anything controversial. Really, am I? I don't think I'm saying anything controversial.
Just subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic weekend. Check out Ped's starting 11 later. Obviously, watch the news. Watch everything we do and subscribe to everything we do, including Inside the Game and More Than a Game, which is back on Monday.
I thought it was going to be back today. We gone over our...
No, but review of the thing, so...
We're just going over our...
Monday, it returns. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. See you all later.
There is a Mandela effect on Lisa Lopez left eye. You're right. Bye now.